Alright, yo, what's up, Trailblazers? So, I just finished watching Tectone's video about MTashed and, MTashed quitting Honkai Star Rail just because there's simply nothing to do. And I thought I would just give it my 2 cents, also make a video regarding the resource problem in this game and what I think about it, as well as watch a video that literally dropped by Moon, literally an hour ago, talking about just that, which is perfect, okay, perfect. This is what we're going to be doing, okay? I want to see her viewpoints as well regarding the resource problem in Honkai Star Rail. Now, where do I stand with this game? So personally, I like to leave the fun stuff to do on stream, right? Twitch.tv/Dommar17, by the way. Please check me out, follow me, come through, hang out, right? And because I've been saving up, the Forgotten Who and, Simulated Universe, which I've been not really grinding that much, I have been pretty much playing Honkai's AFK Arena for like more than a week now. What I mean by that, you guys know what I mean by that, right? Like what I've been doing is literally jumping on and using my Trailblaze energy on farming resources, farming calyxes, especially the golden ones, because this is just the best value for now, since we do unlock the max level like Equilibrium level 4, right? Traces are good to farm as well, obviously, but the biggest value you get out of the next Equilibrium level at Trailblaze level 60, which is only, thanks to Tenha's video, is only like, you don't even get a guaranteed purple. You don't even get a guaranteed purple. You just get a slight, not even a slight, you get a higher chance, which I'm not exactly sure what it is, but you get a higher chance of getting a purple. But the highest level of traces, which you can get at the highest level, is still the same with a higher chance of a purple. Where are they? Where are they? Let's have a look at the Crimson Calyxes, right? Let me do a quick TP. So currently at Equilibrium level 4, obviously, right? We unlock the what is it? The 5th one, right? And then the 6th one, Equilibrium level 5. You just get a higher chance at a purple, which is awful. Like I would have hoped they would have at least gave us a purpy guaranteed, right? That would have made sense to me. It would have made the traces grind a bit less painful and much better. But nope, you still get the RNG aspect for the purpy, which it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So obviously, going back to the topic on resources, because I've been playing AFK Arena for the past week, luckily I've been busy with life, working on all of that. I was able to just play this game on and off and not really, be that mad at the game for not having any content. But I do understand somebody that streams this game every day, for example, like MTashed, Tectone, got Code, all of the good people, all of the amazing, creators. I do understand their frustration, right? Especially if you play only one account. Like, I feel like when I first started this game, I had so much to do. I really felt like it would get better as you progress more, right? And that was really stupid of me because what happened in Genshin Impact, as soon as you start at the beginning of the game, there's so much things to do. You got all of this exploration, all of these amazing things that, made the game great and that really hooked you. For example, the exploration and all of that good stuff, right? So you only really got to experience the boring grind of Genshin Impact and artifacts like at really late game, because what Genshin Impact had for itself is a lot of exploration to do, and obviously the later you start, the more you have to do when you start off to begin with, right? But this game wasn't created for exploration. So because there isn't really much exploration, and obviously the 2 regions that we had unlocked, you can kind of blitz through it really, really fast. People hit drought much faster, right? Like much faster as opposed to like Genshin, for example. And, you could grind the world out in an hour if you really want to min-max. That is, if you really can be bothered to min-max. You can grind the whole world. You could clear the mobs in 1 hour. And then let's just say 5 to 10 minutes on using your Trailblaze energy, right, as a free-to-play, and then that's it, and then you're done. Now 1 hour of gameplay is good, but is 1 hour of running around just doing this, just literally running around? Oh, there's an enemy, boom, probably slap auto if you don't want to do like normal. Is that really good? No, right? Of course not. It's boring, right? It's boring. And this is where, you know, I'm gonna circle back to why MTashed is quitting. Is obviously because he's bored of the game. He doesn't want to do the same thing over and over again, right? Now the argument is, you know, this is a side game, this is a gacha game, you're not supposed to main a gacha game, and I do understand that this is technically not what I'm doing as well. But I feel like having this resource problem just clearly doesn't help. Like, we clearly don't get enough, and we're also it clearly takes too long to upgrade your character or to feel some sort of progression. Now, was this made on purpose? Of course it was made on purpose. They don't want you to go to endgame. They don't want you to finish the game soon, right? They don't want to fall behind in development time and have like real droughts. For example, there is you have your account completely stacked, everybody's upgraded, and you've got nothing to do. Then you complain too. So now they're stuck in a predicament, right? Do they leave it like as is and let you slowly grind up and upgrade your characters, right? Before they, you know, just make new regions and give you more content and more events? Or do they boost it? Or they give you like events that boost it and then you can just upgrade and go even higher? Obviously, they're going to do the first option, which is limit your resources because it's time gated. Also, limiting your resources means you are more enticed to not spend, but use your stellar jades on refreshes, right? And if you use your stellar jades on refreshes, then you won't have as much stellar jades for your characters. And whenever the hype for the characters eventually comes around, you will be more enticed to spend money, right? It's all monetization tactics, right? Like, you know, limiting the amount of resources, literally making you take more than a week to upgrade one character in this game, right? To fully max out a character, right? From 60 to 70 or from 70 to 80, right? It will be even more than that. Literally making it take a week, right? A week to upgrade one character as a free-to-play is all intentional, right? Because people get impatient. People be getting very, very impatient. And you know, at the beginning it's only 50 stellar jades, then it's 75, then it's 100. Yeah, it's whatever, right? You know, I'm personally, what I'm doing is I'm using my refreshes because I'm skipping the boring parts. Like I'm literally, you know, X5ing my progress. Oh, sorry, X3ing my progress, right? It's like triple the amount of progress. So for example, I can upgrade my characters much faster. And you know, as I said before, at this equilibrium, I'm focusing on leveling. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My Shushang's nearly there. Nearly 7 characters at level 70 and some of their light cons at level 70 as well, mainly for my DPSs. This one is good for Ting Yun, and I'm going to switch this one to get the Bronya one as well, which is going to be very nice. My supports are a bit lower because it doesn't really matter. And then, yeah, my DPSs are going up. I'm going to, you know, work on this after. Then I'm going to get Dan Heng sorted out as well. And then onto my supports. So I'm doing refreshes, and I'm using refreshes because, you know, I just, you know, I want to make content and I want to, you know, have my team nice set up and ready for streams when I do stream them, right? So it is kind of content motivated, right? And also if push comes to shove, I can also swipe because I can afford to 4 characters if I want to get new ones and cover them as well. But if you're just playing this game for fun and you're free to play and you're really enjoying it and you want to grind it out, it's impossible for you to do it, right? You have to go into another game. You just can't play this, right? You can't. You are limited unless you make multiple accounts. But is that really fun? Is that really the fun that you want? You know, it's personal. It's personal. For me personally, not really. So I feel like this is where I stand, and I feel like this is all that I really wanted to say. I think I'm just gonna go and watch the Moon video and see what she has to say about, you know, the resource problem. Hopefully, why is it there? What she thinks about it. You know, this is someone that's very positive about the game. She's been covering the game before it even launched, during beta and stuff like that. So let's just have a look, okay? Let's just have a look and just see what she's saying, okay? I'm gonna turn off the volume for this game though. It will just be in the background unnecessarily. Alright, let's watch this.
Hey guys, it's Destiny, and in today's video,
what's up, Destiny?
Discuss resources in Honkai Star Rail, and without
further
ado, let's get straight into it.
Damn, she's going straight to the point.
Videos regarding the resource problem in Honkai Star Rail, regarding on how it may be restricting once you get to a certain point in the game.
Everybody's complaining.
People seems to be TL50. Now, I am TL50 myself.
Damn, people say TL50, but I felt that drought from TL40. Like, I started seeing the problem at TL40 ever since I started doing traces. I'm like, damn, this takes long. And I was like, But you know, like, because I know gacha games, I know like the grind is gonna be even more on the higher TO levels, especially farming purpies. I'm like, bro, this is only gonna get worse. Like, people are gonna start complaining soon about the length and the amount of time it takes you to upgrade a character.
And I do personally feel like I experience a bit of constraint on how much I could do each day, but ultimately
A bit? No. I know she loves this game and she doesn't, you know, she wants to be on the good side of the Hoyoverse team, because, you know, it is constructive criticism, but she's also not shitting on the game, which is fine, you know. I just usually say it how it is, which is probably not a good idea when it comes to monetization, but like I'm not gonna hold back. I just say what it is, what it is.
down to, I suppose, what I'm grinding for in the game. So
Nope. It isn't. No matter what you're gonna grind from TL 40 onwards, it's a stretch. There is no point you grinding out relics at TL 40 because you only get one. And so people that are impatient, they will fall for that impatient, they will fall for the trap, right? And they will just grind it out early because you know, content creators will grind it out because they want to have good builds for showcases and they want to do them quick for algorithm, etc. And then other people just fall for the trap because they want to make the character stronger. For example, they don't know that traces actually give you like a base stat increase and just make you more powerful, right? Levels as well, Lightcon levels, it's just easy, right? So relics, no, not worth grinding. Like it is, but it isn't. You know, you could get lucky, you could not. It's very RNG based. Traces take ages to farm. At TO 40, not so much as, you know, higher Trailblaze levels. I mean, I done the maths. X-Slice done the maths as well. I think Ten had done the maths. Everybody done the maths on how long it takes you to grind out traces after Trailblaze level 50. And it's like, what, 900 Trailblaze energy just to max someone's like traces out for like your DPS's traces. 900 energy, come on, that's half a week. That's like 4 days of just not letting your Trailblaze level diminish, right? Like, let's just say you don't stack it, you just play this game twice a day, just use your energy. That's half a week. And then, you know, your levels, which will take another couple of days, your light cones, your ascension materials to ascend your characters and to ascend your weapons. It's just estimated like a week and a half, for example. Like, like assuming obviously you don't have credits as well and you have to farm credits too. That is a week and a half per character. It's tough.
Let's say I dedicate a day to farming traces. I'm guaranteed those traces, which is awesome. I'm guaranteed whatever I'm trying to grind for, except for the relics. I feel like a lot of people, and even including myself, relic grinding is quite painful when you cannot ensure those double relics yet until you are around tier 60, if I'm not mistaken. I have seen a few people get to 60. They have said that they get double relics. And at that point, I feel like that's a pretty good playing ground for relic.
That's when I'm gonna do it.
Now,
that's a good point. That's when I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start grinding out relics at TO 60, but from TO 50 to 60, I'm gonna focus on leveling up my characters, leveling up the relics, the light cones if needed, and then working towards their traces, and only the traces that are necessary. I'm pretty sure I checked March's traces. You only need to level up like 1 or 2 traces. I think 1 trace, the defense one, which obviously is what you're gonna use the most. So some characters' traces you can El Cheapo it. You don't need to, you know, max out all of their traces because you don't need damage from March. She doesn't do much damage anyway. Same thing for healing. You don't need the damage traces. You don't need to upgrade the damage traces for Natasha. You know what I mean? So do check what you upgrade for traces. I'm gonna reiterate it. Like, do check, read the traces. Don't be just like, oh, okay, you know, I'm a completionist. I like that. Yes, you could be a completionist, but as a free to play, I would pick and choose first and then complete them after if you can.
Oh, the question is though, what do you do between 40 to 50 to even once before you get to 60? And I've been noticing personally what I would possibly recommend is trying to just level up your characters, but keep a constraint of how many characters you level up.
I mean, okay, so for me, the reason I said traces is because, like, isn't leveling up is obvious. Like, come on, as soon as you hit the Trailblaze level, you want to level up your characters because obviously you don't want to be under-leveled. And I think in this game, if you're like below 10 levels of the character does like extra damage or you do much less damage and stuff like that, you always want to be up to date when it comes to your levels and your characters, okay? As soon as your next equilibrium level goes, you want to upgrade your main DPS. Okay, and then you want to upgrade your tanks, okay? Your healer is questionable because if you've got tanks, you know, your healer can tank, your tank can just tank the damage. But you need to make sure your characters don't die or get one-tapped by the enemies because they're over-leveled, right?
So on my personal account, I
so light cons,
quite a few characters
levels,
because I
primary
was like,
thing.
I want to use this character, I want to use this character, I want to use a bunch of characters. A bunch of us,
Same.
I'm sure, want to use numerous characters. The
Same.
only issue with this is that you will feel like you do not have enough resources to upkeep all these characters.
Exactly.
Which will happen since you're trying to commit a bunch of resources.
I think a lot of people did. I think everybody went like...
the ability, or rather the way to farm enough to upkeep all of these characters in a timely fashion. But we also have to consider that the game has been only out for roughly a month now, so I wouldn't expect anyone to truly have super endgame like teams, like a fully built out team just yet.
No, of course not. So the reason why is because, you know, as a new game, you get the hype, you start getting a lot of resources at the beginning and people get complacent. They'll be like, yeah, we'll get more resources as we go along, which it never is like that, right? The thing is, you know, as opposed to like, you know, let's say Genshin, you can build out one team in Genshin and that one team can carry you. And then that one team carrying you can also, like that one team carrying you can farm resources, can help you farm resources faster for other characters, like in the meantime. But in a game like this is a team-based game, and the reason why people are struggling with resources is because some battles are very situational. This Bronya fight, you need physical, fire, or imaginary in order to make your life easier, right? Yes, your DPS doesn't necessarily have to be this, but it would help if you had, for example, like, you know, a Shushang deal the damage, or for example, a Clara to counter and do nice little break damage here, to make your life easier, right? You know, like it makes sense. And this is why I started playing this game, because I was like, yeah, this game's going to be like nice and strategic. You know, you're going to have to base your team around certain situation and aspects and bosses and situations, you know. But, you know, literally not letting us build a wide range or wide variety of characters and making it take ages to even level up one does make the game annoying for people. People would get annoyed and they'll get pissed.
I want to know how. Since me personally, I have been able to level up, I would say, not to say they're fully built, but my Zila, my Himiko, and my Jingyuin are pretty built for the most part, where I am pretty satisfied with what they're able to do. And I think the breaking point, or rather the point where we should be moving on one character for next, is when we are satisfied with said character. So for DPS characters, I completely understand trying to invest more into these characters. They are
because they're your carries.
Your main damage dealers are what matter in order to clear a lot of content, such as MOC, which is Memory of Chaos. A lot of people are not able to actually get stars on Memory of Chaos yet, due to the fact that you need to have these built-out teams or built-out characters.
Exactly.
Now, I have been able to 2-star some of them, not all of them, of course, because I don't frequently play it, since I rather just upgrade my characters first and then take a shot at it. But what I have noticed is that once you have a decent roster or a decent team built up, or rather have a team that you feel confident in, then I feel like it is okay to challenge those modes or feel like, okay, I'm ready for this mode. Since a lot of people may compare their accounts to not being able to get stars on MOC and say that they do not have enough to what it takes to clear this content.
So you will eventually have enough. That's the whole point of this Memory of Chaos thing. But as she was saying, built out one good team. So this is why I'm talking about this game being more roster-wide as opposed to team-wide. Like, yes, you could have one character, like your main DPS, for example, Sealy. She can do decent damage to pretty much everybody, right? Pretty much everybody. But you need to base your teams around the character's elements. Unless you're a whale. If you're a whale, I'm pretty sure you could just blitz through it with Sealy. Like, if you have E6 Sealy with her bestest slot weapon, I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter. You're blitzing through Memory of Chaos, right? And you're max refreshing, making sure your teams are like strong and stuff like that. You have your supports. But just one character, for example, Sealy, you could take her to one half, okay? Who's gonna be your DPS on the second half? And because you've got Sealy on your first half, that means your supports, your better supports or your survivability needs to be better on the other half, because I'm assuming your other character isn't gonna be as strong as a Sealy, right? So how are you gonna structure two teams now? You need 8 characters that all need to be well built for Memory of Chaos. Yes, this is still early game. That's what I'm talking about, right? It's still early game, and you know, Memory of Chaos is end game. You shouldn't, right? You shouldn't be able to blitz through it that soon. But the problem isn't building out characters like, oh, it's so hard to explain. It's not building your characters out, like building your roster out really fast and having no content. It's about making it realistic to at least challenge some of this. You know what I mean? Like, yes, it's 0-star it, but at least be able to like kill them. You know what I mean? Because, you know, at the end of the day, what's the fun in this game? Simulated universe and, you know, Memory of Chaos, right? That's it. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm grinding for, obviously, as the sense of end game. And this game stops you from even making that possible by how far away they set the goal. Like, in order for you to even be able to think about Memory of Chaos as a free-to-play, that's realistically like a month from now, if you think about it. Because let's say you want to max out 2 DPSs, that's already like, what, 3 weeks, assuming you've got nothing and you want to grind out from 0, right? Obviously, you could use the refreshers if you want, and people will. But I'm just saying, statistically, that is 3 weeks from now, a week and a half per main DPS on each half. If you want to max out the traces, get the levels up to date, get the light cons, all of that good stuff, right? And then you need 6 support characters. So it's like, yes, you're going to spend less resin on them, or sorry, less Trailblaze energy on them, but you still need to make sure they survive, they don't get one-tapped, they're relatively good. And let's not talk about having, you know, at least average relics for that as well, which means you will have to nibble in some relics, and it's not because you need good relics, it's because you're going to need fodder for those relics. The farming, or the free-to-play farm, or the story grind does not give you enough fodder to make sure all 8 of those characters has decent relics. You know what I mean? It's tough.
You eventually will be able to have enough resources, which once you are TL 50, you may feel it as well, which if people are TL 50, I would love to know your thoughts in the comments. Do you feel like you are restricted with your resources?
I don't do the last refresh, but I've been doing like 6 to 7 refreshes every day just to speedrun this boring ass process of leveling up my characters, because I knew I would be here for weeks if I didn't do that. And yes, I know this is basically me wasting money in Stellar Jades, but I would much rather progress faster through the boring part of the game and then have my fun faster, and then probably just not play the game until the next patches, or just do a grind, like daily grind until the next patch, rather than just do this every day and then like play this game, you know, for 5 minutes a day, which is not what I want to do, because I want to play this game more, because I want to have my fun, and this game is fun and I like it, right? So much rather play a bit more every day and make sure I speedrun the boring process of, you know, the leveling, you know, traces, upgrades, so that I could hit the end game faster and do it on stream for content as well. And, you know, wait for the patches and then slowly grind out and prepare for the patches as I can, rather than just always preparing. Like free-to-plays, they always have to prepare. They're always like chasing and always behind, you know? They will always be behind because they don't have resources, right? The daily Trailblaze energy, it gives you a lot, right? The daily Trailblaze energy, it gives you a lot of the Trailblaze XP. So the longer, or the less you grind every day, the less resources you have and the less prepared you'll be for the next Trailblaze level, if that makes sense, right? Because what the refreshes allow you to do is the refreshes allow you to have more resources per day, right? Which means you could times 2 or times 3 your resources per day, right? Which obviously also ultimately makes you, you know, hit the higher Trailblaze levels, hit the higher Equilibrium levels faster. But, right, the speed up process is not the same. I say not the same. Okay, I'm saying this wrong. The speed up process is not as big comparatively to the daily Trailblaze energy, or the Trailblaze energy you get per day, right? So I hope you understand what I mean by, you know, the less you grind per day, the less you have for the higher Trailblaze level. Like, it makes sense surface level, but I wanted to explain it, and I don't think I've done a good job explaining it, but I wanted to explain it in a way that you guys can see it, right? Like, most of your daily Trailblaze XP comes from your dailies, okay? And then you get, like, I don't know, maybe another half if you do full refreshes from doing the calyxes and grinding out. But if you do just free to play, or if you are just free to play, then like 2/3, let's say, of your daily Trailblaze and XP will come from actually doing the daily, and then the minute will come from, you know, using your Trailblaze energy.
Personally, it is a very
which obviously what I'm getting at is you go into the next Trailblaze experience less prepared, or maybe you will finally finish preparing for, you know, you'll finally finish grinding out for this Trailblaze energy or this equilibrium level, and then you hit the next one, and then it will be like, oh, and now I gotta do this again, and now it's catch up again.
Relic grinding is horrible. I'm just gonna point that out there. It's really bad if you do not get what you want, which, I mean, it comes down to it. It is a gacha game,
yeah.
So it's gonna happen. And I try not to complain about
relics, you know, artifacts, same thing.
Too much. I just kind of meme on it, and if I get a really
we all do.
relic, I'm just gonna show it to my friends and be like, look at this awesome relic I got, and then it'll be one of the most god-awful relics you have ever seen. But I just think it's funny at the end of the day. But when it comes to relic grinding, personally, what I've experienced, I would not recommend relic grinding, at least heavily, until like your traces and like your level ups and all of that is handled.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it's a very simplistic mentality about it, but it's more like I see it as, if this is a thing that's guaranteed, why am I not doing the guaranteed thing first and then gambling with the RNG?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Relics, the guaranteed being my traces, my level ups, and so on. Like, I'd rather get a character to 60 to 70 in a day or two, or maybe 3 days max, whatever, over farming for one relic piece for a week, which, by the way, I've done both of these, and my preference is to get that level 70 over farming relics. I've been very adamant about trying to get certain relic pieces, and it does create a feeling where you may feel like, okay, I'm just not advancing, or I'm just not doing something right.
Not progressing.
Course, if you feel that way, that's completely fine. I get it. I hate getting relics that aren't great either, but at the end
it's still fodder. Like, we don't get me wrong, like, farming relics isn't tragic, right? Isn't tragic, because you have some decent relics that you get through just grinding out the game. Yes, the sets are not there because you need to actually do the relics, the relic domains to get the sets, right? But you have decent artifacts, or at least usable, artifacts, decent or usable relics for your characters. And you might have them, but you're still gonna be lacking the resources to upgrade them, you know, to feed them into each other. So relic grind, you know, you might have not gotten anything in a week that was worth putting on your character, like nothing cracked, but the amount of fodder that you got that you could feed into your other relics is also, you know, viable. It's also kind of necessary as well.
I don't believe we're at the point yet where our teams should somehow be fully, completely built.
No way.
Mention, you know, there are players who refresh, there's players who don't refresh.
So the way I wanted to play this game is I didn't want to have like cracked characters or like absolutely amazing characters. I wanted to have a lot of characters. I wanted to expand my roster and have a lot of different characters that are just average, like just average build, right? But then I could pick and choose which teams I want to just switch up my playstyle and to not make it repetitive and boring and using the same team over and over again. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to just pick and choose, like, oh, this one, okay, I need fire. I need the fire main damage dealer. Okay, I'll go with Hook. I need the main physical DPS. Okay, I'll go with Shu Shang, my Shu Shang and Clara team. They're amazing, okay? Like, boom, let's just go with that. Okay, Quantum, obviously Sealy. Okay, Wind, I'll go for Dan Heng. You know what I mean? This is the kind of thing that I wanted to do, is choose my main DPSs and then build different teams and different supports around it based on, you know, the enemies' like elements and their break effects. But I can't do that because I can't build my characters to an average state fast enough, which is what I wanted to say before, and I think I just completely destroyed how I wanted to summarize it.
If you're one of the players who don't refresh, I don't think you should fully expect like everything to
anything.
Once again, it's been out for a month now.
I shouldn't expect anything, bro.
Taking your time is never a bad thing. I mean, to be fair, a lot of people I know do not really have many quests left because we are a month in.
No, nothing.
I think I only have like 2 left.
Damn, already nearly a month in. Goddamn, bro, this game has been out for a while, bro. Time flies, man.
It's because I'm kind of lazy and I don't feel like doing them at times. But
I completed pretty much everything.
Easy ways, I guess.
Like soon, like really quick.
Like, okay, maybe I'm not wasting my resources or wasting my Trailblazer power or wasting my time. Might be when we get more events that give us more resources. It may help.
Are you talking about this boxing event right now? I did not say anything, right? And I didn't want to say anything about the events, but I was so hopium. I was so hopium about the rewards and the events that come out. Saying, yeah, guys, this is still dry because we got no events. Obviously, everybody's sped run for the content. What do you expect? When the events come in, when the expansions come in, it will be better. So the expansions, it will be better, right? Because the later you start the game, the more you have to do and more story you have to grind and more, you know, stuff you will get. But god damn, man, I feel like, God, the rewards for this event, the boxing event, is so underwhelming. It's so bad. How? How would they make that? Bro, you know what this gives you? This, like, I don't even want to talk about the math because I was doing it. It's like, they give you like, maybe 2 to 3 levels for a character. For one character, 2 to 3 level ups for a character from like 50 to 60. Oh, sorry, from 60 to 70. Like it's just so bad. Like, what are these rewards? Yeah, you get some good stuff, right? But when it comes to the pure level up rewards and upgrade rewards, I feel like it's dog.
Help out because then we have more to work with. Since currently we do have that one event, and the resources I believe that we do get are pretty nice. It's decent for the most part. Of course, there will be players who feel like they may be stuck, which...
Decent for the most part, I don't think so. I feel like the rewards are so underwhelming, but that's because it might just be me, man. But I feel like we should be able to have an average build, but have your roster expanded so you could pick and choose and have more fun building teams rather than just playing one team.
Happens because once you get to a certain point, it'll be more so reliant on how you spend your power, which what I would recommend spending power once again is your level ups, your traces, things that are guaranteed, because you're 100% then guaranteeing that you are advancing your character somehow.
Of course.
Whether the skill does more damage, whether the ultimate does more damage, and so on. So overall, I feel like it just depends on how you perceive the resources. I do still think that it is a little bit limiting, to be fair. There are ways to mitigate that feeling, which once we get more events, I'm sure that feeling will be less frequent because of how many events we'll be getting. Because I'm pretty sure once 1.1 comes around, we'll likely be getting more events, we'll get more resources for characters.
I can't wait for 1.1, by the way. I won't be able to live stream it because I work on Fridays. But I will try to at least react to it on Saturday, hopefully get a video out.
It'll help your focus more with, okay, let's upgrade Su Shang's talents today, or let's upgrade Jingyi Wen's talents today. I think that...
You mean this week? I'm trolling so much, I'm sorry, guys.
Kind of help. And at the end of the day, as long as you're having fun with the game,
I'm trolling so bad.
Really what matters. But of course, I understand where people are coming from both sides regarding this. And while it does feel constricting, possibly having a resource management plan of how you want to go about your resources, because personally, I need to do this myself since I do feel from time to time I don't have enough resources in order to do what I want to do in the game. But if I create this little plan, maybe just a little in my notes section on my phone, I might just put, okay, let's get traces for this character today. And since it's guaranteed, there we go. So that's just personal.
Does anybody have a problem knowing what to farm for?
Gets your characters up, but
so I keep on pausing the video. Like, a question to you guys, just comment down below in this video, right? Does anybody have a problem or struggles deciding what they want to do when they log in on Honkai Star Rail, and why is that? Because I feel like there's always something for you to do, but what I feel like the only reason why you would struggle and be really indecisive about what you want to do is because there is so much to do and you don't know where to start. I feel like that's the only reason. It's like you want to do so much, but you don't know where to start. Comment down below, let me know.
But at the same time, I don't think we should fully expect that our characters should be maxed out within a day or two. And when we get future characters, a smart way to possibly go about it is if you know you want a character, you know you're pulling for them, possibly pre-farm what they need can always be a good thing to do, because then once they're here, you're good to go. You can immediately use the character, the potential you want them to be at, and I think it'll be all good. These, of course,
yeah, but the problem is with pre-farming, the problem is you're stopping your current progress, right? Like, it just depends. It's obviously personal preference again. The reason why I don't like pre-farming, unless obviously I know I'm gonna cover that character, you know, again, it's different for content creators. The problem with pre-farming is you're kind of halting your progress for the future, and some people could just get bored of that again. Like, yes, when the character launches, you can upgrade them straight away. But you're currently playing the game. You're kind of in a hyperbolic time chamber. You're freezing your account, just pre-farming for something that you're not upgrading on the day.
Of course, are just my personal thoughts on the matter.
Which could be boring as well.
I get it once again from both sides. And let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about it. Do you guys feel like the resources are a bit too constricting and we need more events? Or do you guys feel like the resources are...
More events would always be fine, because like, it will be fun, right?
Play the game for numerous hours a day. I would love to know these things just so
I'm a casual spender.
About this topic. Since I do think this topic is...
I play this game casually, but I spend, which is why I'm so far ahead.
And have an idea of...
Not as far ahead as the whales, but just ahead.
And yeah, I hope all of you though have a nice one. If you want to see more Honkai Star Rail content from me, maybe my guides, maybe more discussions, whatever it is, make sure to subscribe for that. And I hope all of you have a nice one. Peace.
Peace. Alright, thank you for the video. Go and like and subscribe to Moon. She's amazing, okay? Like and subscribe, please. She dropped this an hour ago. It's fairly fresh, fairly new. Go and watch it yourself. Like and subscribe, all of that good stuff, okay? Yeah, I feel like that will just pretty much summarize the video. I've been rambling on for quite a bit. Damn, this video is long. What is this? It was supposed to be a quick one. Yo, I do apologize, guys. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, okay? Follow me on Twitch as well. I'm live usually Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, 3 p.m. UCT English time. Around that time, if you don't see me online, that means I'm busy, okay? But do hit me up, join that Discord, all of that good stuff, okay? I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next one, okay? Sorry about the, you know, kind of negative video, but it has to be addressed, okay? I do love the game, and I'll be playing it, and I'll be grinding it out. I'll be, you know, there for 1.1, all of that good stuff, right? But when BS is happening, you have to say it, okay? You have to say it, because then nothing will change, right? And change is good for the most part. Love you all. Bye-bye.